Hey, it's October the 28th, 2016, and as at this point you might be aware, Mike Pence's airplane, well, it experienced a little bit of difficulty this past night. A little bit of difficulty stopping, apparently, when it reached the runway. Alright? And this is, I guess, in LaGuardia Airport up in New York. And the information seems to be that, it was kind of rainy. Got a little bit slippery. And the plane just couldn't stop the way that it normally does. It's a weird coincidence. Very weird coincidence. Seems that we're, 11 days out from more than likely the most significant, if not the last election America will ever see. Alright? And like I said, it's rainy and slippery over there. So, I'm sure that what that's going to do is it's going to lead a lot of people to believe, hey, man, it got rainy and slippery. Mistakes happen. And yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But here, I want to ask a couple questions real quick. For those of y'all who believe in coincidences, I don't. I have no reason to. Let me ask you something real quick. The logic in this is that, it's slippery, it could have happened to anybody. All right? Here's a question I want to ask. If the conditions are such as that a plane making a landing at LaGuardia Airport is a very dangerous thing to do you think that the pilot and the people in charge of that plane would make that landing when they didn't have to? They could have gone somewhere else and landed. Do you think they would have been like, oh, forget it, we'll wing this, you know what I'm saying? We'll just roll the dice and see where they land. Do you think that that's proper procedure? I bet you that's not what happened. I bet you that the pilot and the co-pilot and everybody over there at the control tower, I bet you they thought there shouldn't be a problem here. And so they made the landing. Alright? That being stated, I'll let the link down below. With an interview, I believe it's on Fox News, and they were interviewing a man by the name of Dan Gallo, who was on the plane at the time. And I want to point your direction to, if you skip to about the 3rd minute of the video, you're going to see that Dan Gallo, well, he describes the situation as being quite peculiar. I would have to say, yeah, that is kind of peculiar. Another question I have to ask is this, and I'm not a scientist, maybe I just don't know the answer to it and stuff. Why would they immediately smell, like he said, and maybe he remembers it incorrectly, maybe I'm just not a scientist and I don't know. Why would you immediately smell burnt rubber? Immediately, if the wheels just didn't have the friction to stop. I'm not sure how that's possible. Maybe it's very possible. I don't know. But Dan Gallo, he described the situation as very peculiar. Yeah, I think the situation is quite peculiar as well. Alright, I happen to believe that there ain't no coincidences. My gut is telling me this. The environment was, it was slippery at LaGuardia. And so someone went ahead and took advantage. And maybe remotely messed with the plane and its brakes. Who is that somebody who would see to that? I don't know. Perhaps a lady who has everything riding on the next 11 days. Perhaps it's a lady who has an extremely long body count in and around her whole camp. Perhaps it's a lady who couldn't be more enraged to hear the idea or the notion of making America great again. Perhaps that is the case, and if that is the case, here's what I want to tell you. There are no such thing as coincidences. That's an illusion that most people choose to believe in, and it's not real. Right? And also, believe it or not, coincidences ain't real, luck ain't real. Covenant with God is real. God uses people to show us things. And hypothetically, if there were people trying to see to it that Mike Pence's plane had a little mishap that could be easily explained by some sort of slippery weather, well, if that was their intention, guess what? God saw to it that Mike Pence is going to live a little bit longer. All right, Mike Pence is doing just fine. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is slowly dying and rotting in front of our eyes. And she thinks she wants to control this country and sell us down the river of globalism to her masters. God wasn't having it. It's October the 28th. It's very late at night, 2016. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.